Hey, listen, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. If you've never been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV. Shout out to all my UFC fans, man. You love seeing that rumble, seeing real athletes get it on. Not saying athletes that run and throw a javelin and do a high jump and a long jump, play basketball, aren't athletes. But this is the ultimate test when you get into the mixed martial arts world. You know what I mean? These guys get into the ring and they pound it out. And whoever wins, wins. Could be by submission. It could be by complete knockout. And sometimes it gets bloody in the ring. I don't know. I just love the sport. I've been watching UFC since it first came out back in the day when they used to put just anybody in the ring to fight. And then they started putting skilled fighters in the ring, so people had to get their games up. Nowadays, you couldn't just grab anybody off the street and put them in the UFC. They'll get killed because the guys that are fighting in the UFC today are some of the toughest and highest trained in the world when it comes to mixed martial arts. None other than former UFC star Anthony Johnson. Man. To look at somebody that is so big and so strong and so fast and so powerful and struck fear in so many opponents' hearts, and to realize that he didn't even make it to 40 years old. So this is a sad news, okay? He's the two-time UFC light heavyweight title challenger Anthony Johnson tragically passed away at 38 years old. On Sunday, veteran MMA insider Ariel Helwani was one of the first ones to report the news of the unexpected passing of the former UFC star. In Helwani's tweet, he noted that the Georgian native had been battling some type of an illness for quite some time. Now, they had kept this under wraps, though. Details of Johnson's illness has never been revealed. The most information the MMA veteran ever gave was during a late 2021 interview, just in 2021, where he asked his fans for prayers, and as things seem to be getting worse for him, is what he said. Things seem to be getting worse for me. I'm asking you to keep me in your prayers. Really wish I could go into the details about how I truly am. Just know that I need as many prayers as I can get, and I'll see you in 2022, God willing. Never been this afraid of anything in my life, but I've remained strong with the support of friends and family. Wow, somebody like him, if you look at him fight, if you've seen his fights, if you've never seen his fights, even if you're not an MMA fan, go and look up one of his fights. This is what you call fearless. So for a warrior like this to tell you that he has never been so afraid of anything in his life, you start to wonder, like, what is going on with him? And he's asking for prayers and all that. Last month, Johnson's longtime manager, Ali Abdelaziz, note that things were grim for his client, and he was also asking for prayers from longtime fans. He said, "Pray for Anthony. It's not going well. He's very strong spiritually, but pray for him." Now, this man was a beast in the ring, okay? Anthony Johnson scored 17 career knockouts. 11 of them was in the UFC. Anthony Johnson walked away from the UFC in 2017 following a second title fight defeat to light heavyweight legend Daniel Cormier at the UFC 2010 Rumble, transitioned to opening up his own major base business, which was a marijuana business, in the years that followed his retirement from the MMA. They used to call him Rumble. However, his little stay away retirement, that didn't last too long because he actually came back to the ring. In 2021, he signed with the rival MMA organization Bellator to be a part of their highly anticipated light heavyweight Grand Prix. So he switched sides. A lot of people weren't happy about this, and some people are saying that he was taken out because of this. I don't know about all that. He made his debut for that promotion in May of that year with a vintage knockout win over the replacement opponent Jose Augusto Azevedo. Johnson was set to face championship Vadim Nemkov in October of 2021 in the semifinals of the tournament. However, his burgeoning health issues precluded him from competing at the Bellator 268 because his sickness, whatever it was starting to get worse. He was able to mask it for a little while, but it started to get worse. He never returned to action following his lone fight for the organization. So that was his last fight. And then he started to get really sick. The 29-fight veteran will go down as pound for pound the hardest hitting fighter in MMA history, or one of the hardest hitting fighters in MMA history. Over 2 stints in the UFC, he scored 10 of his 17 career knockouts during his career, and he earned a knockout victory in 74% of his wins. 74% of every fight. 74 out of 100%. He was knocking somebody out. Following the sad news, 2-time opponent and UFC Hall of Famer Cormier, who actually defeated him for the championship, Cormier released a statement on Twitter about his former foe passing, or his former opponents passing. You know, these guys might fight in the ring, but they respect each other as warriors, a lot of them. You know what I mean? Unless they really have some kind of beef outside where some people get slick at the mouth and start calling each other's wives bitches and calling their kids roaches and all this kind of stuff. It could get really nasty with the talking stuff. But apart from that, they have respect for each other, right? If you're brave enough to step in this ring with me, knowing how powerful I am and how skilled I am and that I can take your life in this ring, then I respect you just for that. So Cormier actually released a message that said, "Rest easy, my brother, for a guy who struck fear in so many people's hearts. Anthony Johnson was a caring person. From random texts to check-ins during losses, what a person he was. Rumble will be missed. Sometimes life just doesn't seem fair." Horrible news. So when if you look at that message, right, this tells you that behind the scenes they were friends, because Cormier said even when he had losses, Anthony would call him to comfort him. No, man, don't hold your head up, man. Don't worry about it. Keep going. You're strong. You're skilled. You got this. It's one loss. Put it behind you, you know, and lift his spirits. And when he won, he would call him to congratulate him just the same. You know what I'm saying? And he looked forward to things like those. And he's saying that life ain't fair. The big question, the elephant in the room, is what the hell happened to him? What exactly happened? And a few hours ago, they posted an update. And it says the former 2-time UFC title challenger Anthony Johnson passed away on Sunday at the age of 38. When the news broke of Johnson's death, details were scarce. It was known that Johnson was having health issues, but the seriousness of his situation didn't come clear until his manager asked the MMA to pray for him last month on ESPN. "I want everybody to pray for him," he said. "He's not doing well," and all that. Yahoo Sports' Kevin Eoli first reported Johnson's cause of death on Sunday. He said that the former fighter died of organ failure due to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and hemophagocytosis. Some long word. I'd have to go look it up and check the pronunciation, but it is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, fam. Lymphoma occurs when the lymph nodes, cells, or the lymphocytes begin to multiply uncontrollably in the body, producing cancerous cells that have the abnormal capacity to invade other tissues throughout the body, which is what I suspected. Not Hodgkin's lymphoma. I suspected it was some form of cancer, because a person that's strong and that healthy, how come he was taken out that quickly? Cancer it was. HLL occurs, Hodgkin's lymphoma occurs when, and there's a whole, you could go Google this. I won't even go through the rest of it. You could just go Google it, look it up, and see what it is. My condolences to his family. and my condolences to his surviving relatives and friends. It's sad to go out that way. 38 years old, believe it or not, is pretty young. I know we live in a time where young people call people that are 30, high 30s and 40s, they call them old heads, right? But if you check it in life, 38 years old, you haven't really, it's young. It's young. Science says that your frontal lobe is not fully developed until after 25 years old. So from 25 to 38, that's pretty much your adulthood part of life. You're just figuring it out. And at 38, a lot of people are just starting to get it right. Some get it right way after 38. So he passed away pretty young, you know? Just sad to see. I'll put that out there, man. Send your condolences and all that. And remember to take care of your health, because health is wealth. The wealthiest person in the world, once that health starts to fade, would actually give up all their material possessions just to have their health back. That's how much your health is worth. So take care of your health before everything else. I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.